Okay.
You know, here's the thing. I know I made the video in the trailer and I was pretty negative, but honestly, when the movie was getting closer to release, I was getting more and more excited. Yeah, the designs look fucking terrifying, but it just looks like a fun time. I thought it was gonna be a train wreck, but as more clips came out, it seemed actually kind of funny. Like it knew what kind of movie it was and would actually be a little more self-aware than I thought.
They're buck chuckets.
They're what?
But before getting into the actual movie, I just want to ask, what the fuck happened to movie theaters? We decided to go to a Regal theater because we thought it would be more popular and there would be like a full audience, so then we got fucking Minecraft costumes on because we thought it would be funny, and then we get there, it's a fucking ghost town.
This guy just saw Karate Kid trailer and thought, let's make a Karate Kid. He thought Jackie Chan was Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee's been dead for years.
Nobody is at this fucking theater. We walk in and there's 2 other people in the entire room, and this is opening day. And no, it was April 3rd actually, so it's the earliest possible way to watch this. Nobody's fucking there. They get no ticket sales. This is why they have to sell you some piece of shit creeper cup that you can barely pour anything into for 24 bucks. Maybe it's just the fact that people weren't planning to see it a day early, or maybe movie theaters are just dying and nobody gives a shit. But either way, it is not looking good for Minecraft Movie 2, which is very upsetting because they could do so much. Like the Ender Dragon, Wither Storm.
No, I don't. You're my best friend.
The development of this movie was very weird. It's not like an Angry Birds thing where the movie came out way too late, because Minecraft is still obviously immensely popular. And it will probably stay like that until Notch makes Minecraft 2 or whatever the fuck he said. But you can tell this was supposed to come out way earlier. Like, this shit goes as far back as 2014. They even hired Rob Michaelini to direct it, and they actually got pretty far until being scrapped, and instead we got what we know today. I would act like we were robbed, but sadly only Rob got robbed. These probably would have been pretty similar movies anyway. I know the obvious criticism is why the fuck did they choose live action for this, but you know, I don't care anymore. I'm glad they did. We're gonna get a Minecraft animated series anyway on Netflix, so I don't think the existence of this one is really a problem, especially when they're going out of their way to say it's just one adaptation of the game and isn't super canon or anything. It's called a Minecraft movie and not the Minecraft movie because they don't want it to be the only representation of what Minecraft should be. This tracks because Mojang is usually pretty protective over everything. When Minecraft Story Mode was in development, originally Telltale wanted to use Steve as the main character, but were told no because then that would make it so Steve could only be seen as this new character instead of a blank slate, which is what he's supposed to be.
Thanks for saving me.
No problem, man. I'm Steve.
Thank you, Steve.
Or maybe Mojang just didn't give a shit about Minecraft Story Mode because now I can only see this as Steve.
I'm Steve.
I'm not saying this is a bad thing though, but again, before getting into the movie, I spent 40 bucks on this shitty Garrett the Garbage Man Garrison playset, and I'm gonna talk about it. Some of the promotional stuff they did with the toys were pretty funny. Like, dude, what the fuck? Of course, there were Minecraft skins, and they were fine. They looked good. Then there was McDonald's. I saw some people say this is how the humans should have been stylized, but man, I don't think you know what you're asking for. You got your kids meal, and then now you got an adult's meal because McDonald's has learned there's some real sickos out there.
I want Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash.
All of these toys are kind of take it or leave it. I'm okay with the Grimace egg, and it's funny that you can scan it into the game like goddamn Angry Birds telepods, but also there are other ones that are kind of lame. What am I supposed to do with this? Dip it in my nether sauce?
You getting nether sauce?
They made a new sauce called nether sauce because again, there's some real sickos out there. It tastes like fucking car engine oil. The normal toys are something to behold. All the plushes are kind of just normal Minecraft plushes but with weird textures on them. And then there's Steve. Oh, you think this is bad? Look at the big action figure. Who in their right mind wants to buy a fat middle-aged man action figure?
Whoa.
There are released some other characters as action figures, but they're pretty small and pretty shitty. I wish we got a huge Garrett figure or a plush of Garrett. That would have been good.
Garrett the Garbage Man Garrison. Gamer of the Year 1989.
I wish there was more to say about these toys I spent money on for no reason. I mean, I guess I could go like, oh, the art style looks weird, but that's more about the movie than the toys. The toys honestly just did a good job at replicating the movie. Speaking of the movie, oh god, it's time for the movie. I'm gonna be honest, I really liked it. And maybe you shouldn't take my opinion as fact because we're the kind of people to walk in with fucking costumes on. I didn't even like it in the train wreck sort of way either, like I usually do. I think, yeah, the idea of a live action Minecraft movie is really weird and doesn't sound or look like the most appealing thing. but they did the best they could with it. I genuinely cannot remember the last time I laughed this much at a movie in theaters when it made actual jokes. Now, the hardest I actually laughed in a theater was for The Flash, and that wasn't even trying to be funny when I laughed at it. It was just dog shit. I mean, I could sit here and say everything looks uncanny. Why aren't the zombies just green Jack Blacks and the chickens make my spine crawl? But also, I don't really care. It's just kind of funny now.
Nobody cares.
That doesn't mean I don't have problems with it, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. It knows what it is. I liked when they made a trailer saying this.
Invites you to turn off your brain.
That's literally what everyone on the internet was saying as more trailers came out, and they immediately picked up on it. And I respect that. They're not overplaying what the movie is and acting like this will be the most gripping story to ever be told. It's just a Minecraft movie, and I like that. That's all you need. I'm not sure if it was the best idea for some of it to take place in the real world, though. They're trying to do the Jumanji thing, but that's so overplayed, and part of me wishes they did what Dungeons and Dragons did, where the characters are just living in the world already and kind of just act like normal people anyway, so there's not like 15 minutes of them questioning what everything is. They just already know. I'm only saying part of me wants this for the Minecraft movie because that also means there wouldn't be any need for Jack Black to randomly scream the names of random Minecraft shit, and I can't let that happen.
They love crushing a loaf.
Also, I like some of the scenes in the real world. They start out the movie with Steve's backstory, where he works at an office job, and then he gets his lunch that looks like a fucking factor meal and starts mushing it together to look like a house for no reason.
This is Aztec World.
Then there's a scene where Garrett is at a storage unit auction and starts ripping apart the entire unit, screaming, "Where's the Atari?" I don't know, I like that. This is also the scene with the YouTuber cameos, and I'm gonna be honest, they wasted those motherfuckers. First off, the only ones I recognize are Dan TDM, LD Shadow Lady, and Mumbo Jumbo. Come on, you could have flown out Stampy Cat or Captain Sparkles. They also don't do jack. They're only in the background and have no speaking roles. Like, come on, if you have Dan TDM on set, you should give him like 2 lines.
Also, Jeb plays a waiter in the movie just like Matt Pat in the FNAF movie, so that's important.
Jeb_. Okay, and let's whack it on this sheep. Oh my.
Another thing I feel like this movie won't get much credit for is the overall look of the movie. Like, yeah, the humans look out of place with the CGI, but that kind of feels intentional. In my first video going over the trailer, I kind of just assumed everything was CGI with the actors constantly on a green screen, but that's because I wasn't aware there was actually a lot of practical sets used too. I'm not gonna say there isn't a lot of CGI because there is, but there wasn't as much as I thought. And it definitely sells the look of the movie better. Like, if I had to guess, I would say Spider-Man No Way Home probably used more CGI than this. That is the new metric in my mind for how fake something looks. Even in scenes with a lot of moving shit and complicated shots, it didn't look bad. There's the scene where everyone first has to start fighting the mobs, and it's generally just a really fun action scene, and then Garrett hits the creeper.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
That guy just try to blow me up with a bomb? Was that a terrorist?
I also saw a couple of people say there was too many licensed songs, and this just wasn't really true. This isn't really a Mario or Sonic situation where there's a bunch of iconic pieces of music. The most iconic song from Minecraft is just the Minecraft theme, and they use it. It's fine. There's also tons of straight up original music that plays in some fight scenes, and Jack Black just randomly sings for no reason. I like how there's a line in I Feel Alive where he mentions the Ender Dragon, who just isn't in the fucking movie. The Ender Dragon is a hell of a foe. It only happens like 3 times, so it's not really trying to be a musical, it's just a dumb gag. There's this unfinished cut of the movie floating around online, but I don't think I can really show it. I don't even know how shit like this leaks, but the important part is that the credits are unfinished, but you can clearly hear the beginning of Revenge. They were gonna put fucking Captain Sparkle's Revenge in this shit, like you know this?
Oh man.
Why didn't they do this? Tryhard Ninja was gonna sing in a theatrical movie. How could we let this not happen? Now, let's talk characters. Steve.
They love crushing a loaf.
S tier.
Fuck you!
Apparently Jack Black was only supposed to play a pig, so I think my theory was correct that Jason Momoa was supposed to play Steve, and then they just changed him to Garrett, so there was a little more celebrity power. And I think they made the right call. I keep seeing people say Steve is miscast, but I disagree. The way Jack Black says shit and does things is too iconic at this point.
Coming in hot! Shake it, Jackie!
Like, you're lying to me if you say you really want to live in a world without this. The first sentence of this movie was Jack Black going like, "Welcome to the overworld," and it was amazing. After hearing fucking "I am Steve" 5,000 times a day on the internet, I kind of thought I would hate Jack Black in this, but no. Like, I could see how it gets old fast to some people, but the fact that this is how Steve talks the entire movie is funny to me. Also, Jack Black is probably the biggest celebrity I could think of that likes Minecraft. In all of the interviews, Jason Momoa just admits he doesn't know what any of this shit is. Well, Jack Black made his own Minecraft world with the cast, and then they immediately stopped playing, so he was the only one playing on it. I don't give a shit. This is a good character.
Jack Black's track record is almost clear.
Also, I don't know where else to mention this, but they changed what the Endermen do just so they could have a Herobrine reference. Henry looks into an Enderman's eyes, and it shows him all of the characters with purple eyes poking at his insecurities, but for only Steve, they clearly made his eyes white. This is the best movie ever made. Henry, I guess, was supposed to be the main character, but it really only feels like that for the second half. For the first half, it feels like Steve and Garrett are the main characters, and you know, I'm okay with that. Henry works completely fine, but most of his lines were just setups to punchlines said by other characters. He's apparently supposed to represent the modder community, so he makes stuff like a potato gun. Look, this came with the action figure. Isn't that interesting? Please care that I spent like $80 on all of these.
Henry's actor kind of looks like a really young Paul Rudd. That's all I have to say about him.
Natalie is Henry's sister, and she has another fine arc in the movie. It's just that with everything else in this, I feel like she's a pretty forgettable aspect. Same with Dawn. They aren't unlikable or anything. They just aren't given much to do, especially when they're separated from the main group for a while. The villain Malgosha had a couple of funny lines, but I'm more concerned about General Chungus.
Today, I'm going to buy Big Chungus from GameStop. Oh, do you guys have Big Chungus and stuff?
I know this is like Reddit humor from 2019 and it shouldn't be working, but I think just the fact that this isn't a multi-million-dollar movie elevates that a bit. Jennifer Coolidge plays a principal that falls in love with a villager.
Oh my god, are you alright? Your head is huge.
I really fucking like this clip. Now it's time to talk about my favorite character, Garrett the Garbage Man Garrison. S tier. And yes, these are the only characters that are getting ranked.
I changed my life.
I knew the second his name was revealed to be fucking Garrett, the Garbage Man Garrison, he would be my favorite character, and he did not disappoint. I don't care about Aquaman or whatever the fuck else Jason Momoa did, he's only known as Garrett in my mind. I really liked that time before the movie came out, but they announced Jason Momoa was in it. For some reason, Jeff Keighley of Game Awards fame just decided to lie and say he was playing Gabriel the Warrior, so people thought it was a Minecraft story mode movie.
Are you okay?
Who's Gabriel?
What? That's the end?
Maybe he got the name Garrett confused with Gabriel or something, but I'll never forgive him.
Final Fantasy MMO?
Yeah.
This year.
Not this year. Not this year.
Exactly. Didn't come out this year.
Okay, stop right here. You can tell right away this guy's fucking with me.
Garrett and Steve have a really good relationship. Can I just say romance? There's a scene where they straight up do a 69 pose while gliding. I'm not making this up, but I don't think I should or have the tools at hand to recreate the scene.
What is this? Two guys from Minecraft fucking?
Garrett is just a really good character. I don't know what else to say. He's definitely just the parody of Billy Mitchell, but there's a little more to him. He feels like the type of character that doesn't get enough screen time, but he actually does, if that makes any sense. Like, there's basically two mentor type characters in this movie, but it works because one is actually good and the other sucks at everything in every scene, but they got fucking Jason Momoa to play him. Like, these characters should definitely have swapped castings, but I'm so glad they did it like this. Overall, is the movie good? For what it is, I would say yes, definitely.
Don't I know it?
But it's probably not for everyone. I get why people were so negative when stuff first came out about it. I was too, but like 10 years from now, I could see people really reminiscing about how much they enjoyed this movie. I kind of just wish I got a better theater experience though. It's definitely not the movie's fault. It's apparently doing very well. I just think nobody gives a shit about some movie theaters now. But there are videos of people fucking screaming when shit from the trailers happen, and goddammit, I wanted that. It's not some masterpiece of storytelling, but it's fun alright, and that probably reflects the game the best way it could. Also, Alex is shown in the post-credits scene.
They're what?
some kind of green goblin. Hello? Do you know where we are? I need help. Ah! Oh God, my arm. Oh my, what the hell was that? What the hell was that? Oh my God, did that guy just blow up, try to blow me up with a bomb? Was that a terrorist? It's like, could I have been kidnapped by terrorists or something? Oh my God, my arm. Jesus Christ. What the hell is going on? Where am I?